I'm Chili Dilly, the personality pickle. Packed in a jar for the freshest flavor. Served cold in a sack for you to savor. So dainty to eat, no muss, no fuss. An ideal snack for all of us. Crisp, tender, and tasty with a bit of spice. Buy one now. Taste how nice. Snack bar clerks will knock themselves silly, speeding your order for a real Chili Dilly.
Hello and welcome to Cleveland Classic Cinema. Tonight's movie is 1954's Killers from Space, directed by W. Lee Wilder. You know, hosting this show is a lot like going to a karaoke bar. If you're crazy enough to want to spend time in a place featuring the scourge of the planet, one of two things can happen. One, you can hear a truly talented person sing a song with so much feeling and passion that it's almost an honor to witness it. Or two, and this is a lot more likely, you'll hear drunken, tone-deaf American Idol wannabes slaughter a mediocre song like Hit Me With Your Best Shot, or God forbid, Paradise by the Dashboard Light. Incidentally, any song from Grease, whether it's sung well or not, is painful to the point of violating the Geneva Convention. Watching this movie is a lot like being tied up and forced to listen to Summer Love 100 times. The only difference being that when it's over, you're bleeding from your eyes rather than your ears. Killers from Space tells the tale of Dr. Douglas Martin, a scientist monitoring atomic detonations that gets killed in a plane crash and revived by aliens for their own nefarious plans. What exactly those plans are is something I've yet to cotton on, and I forced myself to watch this piece of crap 3 times. Killers from Space is an incredibly slow-moving film. It comes to dead stops for what seems like hours at a time, which is pretty incredible considering the running time is barely 71 minutes. It's dialogue heavy, which is bad enough normally, but the dialogue in this movie is so tepid that sometimes it seems to be going backwards. Before I go on, let me tell you a bit about the man who did the makeup in this movie, Harry Thomas. Harry Thomas was pretty much the king of the B-movie makeup men, often fashioning some fairly horrific for the time makeups in just a few minutes out of pretty much nothing. He started his career in the 1930s when he went to work for Jack Dawn and William Tuttle. In the 50s, he began working mainly for American International and other independent companies, sometimes creating makeups with as much as a week to work out the design and execution, but more often than not fulfilling requests by directors to whip something up on the spot, such as when he was working on another Cleveland Classic Cinema fave, Frankenstein's Daughter. For the scene where the evil Dr. Victor Frank, a.k.a. Frankenstein, gets hit in the face with the ever-present bottle of sulfuric acid that's in every mad scientist's lab, he grabbed some tissue paper, a little cotton batting, mixed in a little blood and spirit gum, and the next thing you know, he whipped up a quite passable and, for the time, disgusting bit of makeup. He did makeup for 73 movies and hundreds of television shows, including The Munsters. He also did makeup for most of Ed Wood's movies, including Glen or Glenda, Jailbait, and Plan 9 from Outer Space, in addition to 1952's Invasion USA, The Neanderthal Man, The Ten Commandments, and a personal favorite, From Hell It Came. He had an amazing career, going from low-budget movies to applying pancake to Presidents Ford and Reagan for television appearances. He always took pride in his work, no matter how low the budget or how inept the actors and directors. He always gave his best, no matter what. Bob Kurtzman recently told me that one of Harry's axioms was, "All of my makeups can be eaten," referring to the fact that he often used food as elements in his work. Incidentally, the eyes of the aliens in this movie are not made from ping pong balls that were cut in half. They were made from egg trays. If you'd like to learn more about Harry Thomas, there are several excellent websites featuring his work, such as horror-wood.com and moviemonstermuseum.com. Another excellent source of information, not only for Harry Thomas, but for all kinds of B-movies in general, is Film Facts Magazine, an absolutely wonderful monthly concerned with only B-grade and lower movies. It always treats its subjects with respect and offers information you just can't find anywhere else. I usually pick up my copies over at Back News, the best magazine store in town, on 44th at Clark. Peter Graves was born on March 18, 1926 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He was quite active in sports and music in his high school years, and after a stint in the Air Force, he studied drama at the University of Minnesota. Heading to Hollywood after graduating, he began his acting career in television and eventually moved on to acting in films, appearing in 79 movies in a career that continues to this day. His first film was 1951's Rogue River, and he followed this with 1952's Red Planet Mars, a very strange film wherein it's revealed that God not only lives on Mars, but is also a virulent anti-communist. His next film was a classic Stalag 17 with William Holden and directed by the brilliant Billy Wilder, brother of W. Lee Wilder, the director of this movie. He appeared as an actor in over 70 television series and as a host or narrator in 50 others, also directing his brother, James Arness, in 2 episodes of Gunsmoke and helming an episode of the TV show he's probably best remembered for, Mission Impossible. The theatrical role he's going to be remembered for best, like it or not, is the one he almost passed on, the role of Captain Over in 1980's Airplane, which was based on 1957's airplane disaster movie 0 Hour. When he was sent the script for the movie, he was flabbergasted by its content, calling his agent and telling him he thought it was the worst piece of junk he ever saw. He also wasn't all that thrilled to be playing a pedophile, but after his wife read the script, she told him he had to do the movie. When he asked why, she replied, "Because we need new carpeting." He accepted the role and the rest is history. Sort of. James C.A., who appears in this film as Colonel Banks, was born on September 9, 1914 in Pasadena, California. Although he's originally signed as a romantic lead by Paramount, he wound up playing a number of uncredited roles and eventually proved his mettle playing stern officers or villains. He carved out a fair niche for himself playing these roles, appearing in 109 movies. He appeared in a good number of classic movies, including 1947's Miracle on 34th Street and 1951's The Day the Earth Stood Still and When Worlds Collide. If you've ever seen 1957's The Amazing Colossal Man, you'll remember C.A. as the officer gets skewered with a giant hypodermic needle. His television career was almost as prolific as his film career. He appeared in 101 television shows, including a recurring role as a sheriff in Fury, also with Peter Graves. C.A. died on October 10, 1992 in Capistrano Beach, California. Sharp-eyed viewers will recognize Coleman Francis, the director, writer, and narrator of The Beast of Yucca Flats, another Cleveland classic cinema favorite, not to mention a favorite of my good friend Mr. Salsa, as the guy in the power plant who answers the phone. This is probably his best work ever captured on film. So right now you can either go to a karaoke bar or you can sit back, relax, and enjoy Killers from Space right here on Cleveland Classic Cinema. You're going to suffer equally either way, believe me.